It seems like Kamala Harris campaign is definitely going down. It seems like the joy is going nowhere as we're getting the latest numbers from Polymarket. So it seems based on the initial wave and the initial joy, as all the propaganda media was saying, with Kamala Harris, with all the things that she was hoping, and the questions that I was asking, I was like, hey, why is all this hype about somebody that's already in office? I understand that people don't like Trump, but she's saying she wants to do this and that, why, and she wants to do so many things. Hey, you're in office. And I think right now the market is settling in. It's kind of like when the new toy comes around and everybody just dying to get it. And then after a month, few days, people are like, it's not as good as we thought it was going to be. And right now, Kamala Harris, at least according to Polymarket, with her odds, she's pretty down right now. She's right now down 5% to Donald Trump, which is a significant difference. So let me bring you the numbers here where all the changes are happening. So as you guys can see here, Donald Trump has a 6% lead on Kamala according to the odds. Again, this is not a 100% science, but it's a good estimate. And it seems that Trump is still slightly favored in Nevada. He might be able to pick it up. Arizona, it is a big difference. Is right now according to the odds, is 63 to 37%. That's a significant difference for Arizona, who went for Biden in 2020. Then we got Georgia with a 60-40%. The gap is definitely increasing for Donald Trump in Georgia as well. And the big dog, Pennsylvania. This is the state that I mentioned. Whoever wins Pennsylvania has a good percentage of the election in their pocket. And if Donald Trump can secure Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania, he almost has the race won. He almost has the race won. As I can show you here, guys. Let's put Pennsylvania down to neutral. Just with Arizona, Georgia, and the expected states that Trump is supposed to win, unless there's a big change. If it wins Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania, boom, 281. Race is already over, regardless of whatever happens with Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan. As I always mention, it's still early. There's a lot of speculation, but I think many people are definitely off the hype of Kamala Harris' enthusiasm and joy with her campaign, because at the end she was already in office. So if she wants to do something to actually help the people, she should be able to do it. But of course she's not. She's like the car salesman. He just wants to sell you another car. And also another thing that Kamala is talking with her socialist ideas about price controls regarding price gouging, because of course the people who print the money, the people who were in favor for printing the $4 trillion, which created the inflation that we have. If we actually put the numbers together from 2020, we are probably living 15 to 25% inflation when you check different variables, when you compare housing, when you compare foods. Everything is more expensive, and it was under her administration. And I think people are settling in like, hey, we want to give you our vote, but you were in office as the situation got worse. And now that you mentioned price control, how is that going to fix? I lived in a socialist country. I know exactly what price control does. Price control removes the incentive for people to actually increase production in different markets. Imagine there's not enough toilet paper, and there's somebody else that has a new way to bring toilet paper, but you have caps on those toilet papers. Bigger companies, since they're so big, they're able to live off lower margins, something that a smaller company that's willing to compete cannot do. Therefore, price control, all it does is limit how many people can compete. Therefore, we are all depending on the same brands to get the same products. Therefore, less control, and it's not gonna be good for the consumer. more options, it is always great for the consumer because you have options to pick. It's one of the reasons why hospitals are so expensive because you don't know how much you're paying in every hospital. If you knew hospital A, B, you're gonna pay the double of hospital C, nobody will go to hospital A and B. That's the same idea. But staying on subject, uh, here on the map as we can see, the changes are definitely significant and they're not looking good for Kamala. Personally, I don't know. I thought the midterms with the inflation that Biden had, the Republicans are going to do a lot better. But I can see the power of abortion. Abortion is definitely a significant topic to most women. I actually saw a poll, I think it was from Pew Research, that one of the most important things for women, not the economy, not immigration, abortion. I mean, I can understand why it could be so important for some people, but the most important? How? Have you not paid your are you paying your bills? Have you seen your electricity bill? Have you seen the gas? Have you compared the gas in 2019 how much you were paying for a tank of gasoline? And there's so many things that I'm like, you're paying 20% on to maintain the same life that you had before 2020. But abortion still more important. Hey, at the end, people vote because of their own interest. I mean, you have multiple ways to prevent abortion. But again, I think abortion is definitely the most controversial topic. And if Republicans are smart, and I think Trump is actually being on the subject, don't get into it. Leave it to the states. If you live in a state that wants to support abortion, good for you. If you're in a state where you don't want the abortion, good for you as well. The less control that the federal government has, I think the better, because the people in Washington, they don't know how you live in Texas, they don't know how you live in Dallas, they don't know how you live in Miami, how you live in Orlando, how you live in Akron, Ohio. It doesn't matter. The problem is the less control over there, the better I think it's gonna be for everyone. So I'll wrap it up with this. I think definitely Trump. I mean, things could change. She was looking a lot better about a month, 2 months ago when she got the official endorsement from Biden. But right now, it seems her momentum, her joy, seems to be going nowhere.